Om Shanti. Happy Holi to everybody. Holi happens to be the only Hindu festival that's widely celebrated by non Hindus from across the globe. Foreigners usually love to take part in Holi. As a matter of fact, those who visited India during Holi time recommend others to visit India during Holi time to make the most out of their trip. Holi is a colorful celebration, which is why just by listening to the term Holi, all we're reminded of is how people love to smear each other with vibrant color powders and water. This is something we all would do while we were kids, but in Holi, irrespective of their age or gender or religion or creed, they still take part in holy celebrations. It is highly impossible for anyone who happen to be in India during Holi to have their dresses not smeared by color powders and water during Holi. As a matter of fact, it is only during Holi people love to have their dresses smeared. But one needs to understand the first day of Holi begins with Holika Dehan, where we pile a bundle of sticks and set fire to them. The legend behind Holika Dehan is there was a demon king called Hiranyakashipu who, after performing intense devotion and tapasya, gained the boon from Brahma that nobody can kill him. And after getting that boon, his ego entered an all-time high. As a result, he demanded all his people to worship him as God and they shouldn't worship anybody else. To his shock, his own son Prahalad happened to be an intense devotee of Lord Vishnu and he refused to worship his father to be God. This obviously irritates Hiranyakashipu. He had a sister called Holika who had a boon of not getting burnt in fire. So he made Prahalad to sit on Holika's lap while she was entering the fire. But Prahalad was chanting Lord Vishnu's name without worrying about what's happening around him. As a result of his intense devotion, he came out of the fire unburnt. On the other hand, Holika was fully burnt. So that day is celebrated as Holika Dehan, which actually means the triumph of good over evil. And the legend behind the second day of celebration of Holi, where people smear each other with color powders and water, is when Sri Krishna visited the village of Radha, he along with his friends teased Radha and other gopis and smeared color powders and water on them. Even Radha along with her friends beat Sri Krishna and his friends lovingly with sticks, which is also celebrated on the day of Holi as Latmar Holi, where certain men dressed in a particular way was beaten by the women of that village even now, and that is called Latmar Holi. In Vrindavan, In addition to celebrating Holi by throwing powders and waters on each other, they even throw flowers on each other in Vrindavan temple. People throngs the temple in thousands to have this divine experience of having flower thrown at them, because it is usually on deities and gods that we throw flowers. In addition to the legends that's been the reason for this grand celebration of Holi, there is also a deep spiritual truth to these celebrations. For example, the first day of Holi, which is Holika Dahan, represents how we, in remembrance of God as a point of light, burn our devilish characters like lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. So, this is what God teaches us in the last 100 years of Kali Yuga. As a matter of fact, God originally created this world as heaven, filled with people of divine qualities, which is why they were called deities. It is only after taking several rebirths by the end of this 5000-year time cycle that we become so corrupt that we are left with none of those divine qualities like love, peacefulness, blissfulness, and purity. It is because of these divine qualities we were blessed with immense wealth in the beginning. It is because we have lost all those divine qualities, even the wealth God originally blessed us with were taken away from us. In order to gain all of them back, God asks us to consider ourselves to be the imperishable soul, and while we were in heaven, we were soul conscious, which is why we were free of these devilish qualities. But it is after the first 2500 years, we slowly developed body consciousness, because of which we started acquiring devilish qualities, which in turn kills all our divine qualities. So, by constantly exposing ourselves to the fire of remembrance of God, that one gets as pure as we were originally created. To represent the fire of remembrance of God, they have used the physical fire to burn the bundle of sticks during Holika Dahan. It is those devilish qualities that's present in each one of us that was called Holika. So we have to burn the Holika that is in all of us by being in remembrance of God as much as possible. In addition, God also gives these divine teachings through an old man's body. The teachings are called Murli, which is available absolutely free of cost in all Brahma Kumaris Rajyog meditation centers. I'll be giving the links of some of the websites and YouTube channels that gives this Murli in all languages. Please make use of it. And during the second day of celebration, people pour water on each other, then they throw color powders on each other. So it is by pouring water on each other, the idea behind it is to wash their face and then paint them with the colors they desire. So what it spiritually represents is, it is by being in remembrance of God as much as possible, one's soul gets purified. It is not enough to purify our soul from those devilish qualities, but also it is essential to replace those devilish qualities with divine qualities, which is possible by reading Murli as much as possible. So, washing away one's sins by being in remembrance of God is represented as splashing water on each other, and after that, by remembering Murali and by imbibing those divine qualities, is represented as throwing color powders on each other. So, first we need to purify ourselves by being in remembrance of God and imbibe divine qualities by thinking over the Murli. So, after filling ourselves with divine qualities, we also make effort to make our brothers and sisters to be filled with divine qualities as well, which is why they throw powders at each other so that we make them colorful as well. Here the colorfulness represents the divine qualities. So not everybody is going to listen to Murali, going to accept God, because it is very easy for them to take part in holy celebrations because it's going to give them some fun. But removing all devilish qualities and replacing them with divine qualities is not an easy task, and it is fun, but it takes effort and time. If somebody is lucky, they will be happy enough to imbibe these divine qualities by taking direct knowledge of God by going to the nearest Brahmakumaris Rajog meditation centers. Despite that, it is our duty to give at least some of this knowledge to everybody. So for some, we will be giving this knowledge through words. For others who refuse to take this knowledge, it is through our actions and sweet words that we attract them towards God's knowledge. So, and that is what is represented by splashing color powders on each other. So it attracts even the foreigners to take part in that. Likewise, if you are able to stay peaceful and blissful throughout the day, and to be loving to even those who cause harm to us, people will automatically get drawn towards us by our divine qualities, which means we are actually smearing them with the divine qualities we originally possess. So, holy in English means sacredness. So it is by being in remembrance of God that one's become real holy. And also, holy in Hindi means finished. So what has happened has already happened. So there's no point in thinking about it if it happened to be a bitter experience. So instead of carrying that past bitterness within us while interacting with the people involved in causing that bitterness, let's put a full stop to those things, and we are able to do that by being in remembrance of God. We will be able to fill ourselves with the divine power that is necessary to forget our bitter past. It is only when you are able to put full stop to your past that you are able to be lovable even to those who cause harm to you. So this is all about Holi. Happy Holi to everybody. Om Shanti. Thanks for watching.